HOA president went berserk at my gate. Cop showed up, saw it all, and laughed in her face. The sun was barely up when Karen Caldwell, our HOA president, stormed down my driveway like a hurricane in sensible heels. Her clipboard, her weapon of choice, trembled in her manicured grip as she shrieked about my sunflowers. Too tall, too wild, too everything, she claimed, as if my garden was a personal affront to her pristine vision of Meadowbrook Lane. I'd ignored her warning letters for weeks, but this was different. This was war. I stood at my gate, bleary-eyed but unyielding, in my faded t-shirt and flip-flops. Karen's voice cracked like thunder. "You're ruining the neighborhood," she spat, her face inches from mine. I could smell her peppermint gum and righteous fury. "You think you're above the rules, Emma? They'll have your house fined into oblivion." Her threats weren't new, but the venom was. Neighbors cracked their blinds, drawn to the spectacle like moths to a flame. I fired back, my voice steady but sharp. "They're just flowers, Karen. Maybe if you spent less time measuring petals and more time living, you'd be happier." Her eyes widened, as if I'd slapped her. The crowd murmured. Karen, the queen of compliance, wasn't used to defiance. She jabbed her finger at my chest, clipboard raised like a guillotine. "You'll regret this," she hissed. That's when the patrol car rolled up, tires crunching gravel. Officer Daniels, a local fixture with a dry sense of humor, stepped out. "Morning, ladies," he drawled, eyeing Karen's theatrics. "Got a call about a disturbance." Karen spun toward him, her composure snapping back like a mask. "Officer, this woman is violating HOA regulations. I demand you enforce the law." Daniels raised an eyebrow, glancing at my sunflowers swaying innocently in the breeze. "Flowers, huh?" he said, scratching his chin. "Seems like a real crime spree." I bit my lip to keep from laughing. Karen's face turned beet red. "This is serious," she screeched. "She's undermining community standards." Then came the twist. Mrs. Nguyen, the quiet widow next door, shuffled forward, her cane tapping the pavement. She'd never spoken at an HOA meeting, never raised a fuss. But her voice, soft yet firm, cut through the chaos. "Karen," she said, "those sunflowers remind me of my daughter. She loved them before she passed. They bring me joy. Why take that away?" The crowd went silent. Karen froze, her clipboard drooping. Mrs. Nguyen's words weren't just a plea, they were a mirror, reflecting Karen's petty crusade for what it was. Daniels chuckled, a low, rumbling sound. "Ma'am," he said to Karen, "I think you might want to pick your battles. This ain't one." He leaned against his car, arms crossed as Karen sputtered. The neighbors whispered, some nodding at Mrs. Nguyen, others glaring at Karen. The queen was crumbling, and she knew it. But Karen wasn't done. She turned on me, eyes wild. "This isn't over, Emma," she snarled, storming off, her heels clicking like gunfire. I thought that was the end. I was wrong. That night, my sunflowers were gone, slashed at the roots, their golden heads scattered like casualties. My heart sank. Karen's revenge was swift and cruel. I called Daniels, who came by at dawn. He surveyed the carnage, shaking his head. "No proof it was her," he said, but his tone suggested he knew. I felt hollow, defeated. The neighborhood was quiet, but the air was heavy with unspoken judgment. Then Mrs. Nguyen appeared, holding a small pot with a single sunflower sprout. "Plant again," she whispered, her eyes kind but fierce. "Don't let her win." Her gesture wasn't just about flowers, it was about resilience, about standing up to bullies who wield power like a blade. I took the pot, my throat tight, and nodded. Weeks later, Karen resigned as HOA president. Rumors swirled. Some said she was humiliated. Others that Mrs. Nguyen's words had cracked her armor. My new sunflowers bloomed, taller than before, a quiet rebellion. But the victory was bitter. Karen wasn't a monster, just a woman lost in her need for control. Her fall wasn't funny anymore. It was tragic. I pass her house sometimes, its lawn flawless but lifeless. I wonder if she ever plants anything, or if she's still fighting battles no one else sees. Mrs. Nguyen's sunflower still grows in my yard, A reminder that even in conflict, kindness can cut deeper than anger. What do you think where's the line between community rules and personal freedom? Share your thoughts on justice and conflict in our neighborhoods.